Greetings and welcome to my presentation today, which is about the SPRAM technique for analysis writing in Google Classroom. I'm ohchenmay, and together with my teammates, we are from College Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan, which is located in Kuala Pilah. The focus of our presentation today is on the MUET writing paper, which is on Part 1, Analysis Writing. In this part, students are required to analyze information given from two visuals and to link them together and synthesize what they have found, and at the end, to write a report based on what they have analyzed. And in this report, students are supposed to include certain elements which are important, including the key features, the trend, the data in the visual, and the time frame from the visual. However, based on students' work, it was found that students often miss certain elements in their sentences. Either the key features are missing, or the trend, or the data, or the time frame. However, on further investigation, it was found that these students did not do this due to carelessness or on purpose. They did receive the instruction that were needed, ample practice was given, and they did have enough knowledge. However, the students tend to forget. When teachers asked why, they said, oh, they forgot. So this was the main problem. Hence, together with the team, we have tried to come up with a remedial action to be able to help the students not to forget. This is according to what we call the SMART method, something which is specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, and realistic. And therefore, a Google Classroom enhanced mnemonic tool was created. The reason why we have chosen the mnemonic tool to be able to help the students was because mnemonics help students to enhance their recall power and aid in their memorization. It's also easier, faster, and more enjoyable and useful compared to just rote rehearsal. At the same time, other studies have found that it was able to reduce test anxiety. And also, it helps in generating sentences by offering step-by-step process to improve planning, organization, and composition skills when it comes to writing especially. And the reason why we have also linked this mnemonic skill with the Google Classroom is to facilitate and increase student engagement as well. It was found that when students use something that involves technology, teachers will be able to obtain better and more desired learning objectives compared to just chalk and talk. And these two combined strategies help to drive the teaching and learning standards towards a digital ecosystem. So therefore, the strategy that we have used is a Google Classroom enhanced mnemonic technique, which is called the SPRAM technique. This SPRAM technique is a short acronym for a step-by-step guide, and it is to help students to become familiar with the steps that are needed in order to create the analysis sentences that are needed in the exam, and to reflect the common instruction used by teachers in the class. This is the SPRAM technique that we have used. S stands for to study the rubric. P stands for the students to point out the key features that are in the rubric, and this is actually one of the elements that are needed. R is to recognize the accurate trend word that is needed. A to add in the data, and then finally to mention the time frame. So all these things which are important in the sentences for the analysis are within this acronym, which is called SPRAM. The sample that was used for this research were 20 18-year-old students, and they were all chosen because a classroom evaluation showed that there were missing elements in their analysis writing tasks. And the instruments that were used to measure how successful they were the pre-test, post-test, interview questions, and reflection logs. And this whole procedure was done, first of all, by using a Powtoon video as an introduction to what the elements of an analysis are. Later on, the intervention consisting of the SPRAM technique was carried out. And these are all consisting of 1-hour lessons, and they are carried out together with in-class exercises in Google Class, together with private comments given by teachers, and also one-to-one consultation in order to strengthen this technique. And later on, after everything, a post-test was carried out. One thing to note is that these lessons were not carried out just once, but repeatedly and intermittently over a period of semester, which is 5 months. The findings show that the students' analysis before and after using the SPRAM technique showed a significant difference. Before the SPRAM, only about 4 students were able to complete writing full analysis without much mistakes, whereas the other half of the class, more than half, were not able to write complete analysis, at least with all the elements needed. However, after the SPRAM, from 20 students, all 18 students were able to produce complete analysis. Only 2 were unable to. So this shows a marked difference before and using this technique. These are some of the sample analyses that were written by the students, and these were actually submitted through Google Class. And as you can see, all of the students have all the elements needed. Key features were all there, together with the time frame, the trend word, and the data, all complete. And the students gave a bit of feedback about the SPRAM technique as well. It was easy to apply and it helped them to write better analysis. It was easier for them to recall the information needed and helped reduce their stress greatly because they didn't have to worry about whether they missed any elements that were needed to make the sentences complete or not. And it helped to give them a strategy to be able to complete those analysis sentences. And the cues from the SPRAM technique helped them to recall specific pieces of information and also acted as a checklist for them to include all the elements such as the key features and the trend words. And most of all, they enjoyed this method because it was able to help them to turn complex concepts into simplified modes so that it was easier for them to be able to remember what was needed for those sentences. And by using the Google Classroom, students also indicated that it was a good platform for them for collaboration outside the class time, whenever they wanted to and wherever they are. And at the same time, whatever that was written there was automatically saved. So it eased them in terms of revision. And it was easier for them to stay engaged. And they also felt that they were more organized because they were able to see their work systematically arranged. And these students noted that they would share the SPRAM technique with their classmates and with other people from other classes. Other suggestions from improvement, based on our reflection from this whole thing, we felt that the description of the steps in the SPRAM mnemonic could be shortened to only 2 or 3 words. It was found that the students felt that they needed effort to memorize the SPRAM mnemonic at first because it was slightly long, so they needed extra time instead of just quickly memorizing the whole mnemonic. Therefore, we felt that perhaps it would be good if we could shorten it to only 2 or 3 words. At the same time, it could also be used as a chant to make it more effective. And interactive and fun activities or competitions could be done in order to make this SPRAM method more easily attainable. Not only that, to help them to be able to write their analysis sentences in a fun way. At the same time, by using Google Class, it's easier to be able to just set reminders to help the students, which some of us did not do. So we felt that this could be done further in order to make this method more effective. And other things that we can use are things like Google Meet, Kahoot, Quizzes, or Padlet. However, due to the constraints of time, we were only able to use Google Class. But in the future, these are suggestions that we could use to make it more memorable for the students. Other remedial activities that we have done, which we felt would be good, because there were these 2 students who did not do very well. So what the teachers have done as we come together to discuss was to give grammar exercises to strengthen the students' understanding of the concepts in sentence building. We found that these students were weak and were not able to write properly because of low proficiency levels. So it was important for them to get grammar exercises again, and also to highlight and teach various elements in the analysis again so that it could strengthen their memory, and then later to give additional practice with the SPRAM technique, from simple visuals to more difficult visuals, and to make them redo the questions until all 100% is correct. The students also felt that they preferred online consultation because they didn't have to arrange time to meet or work on the practices during free time. Therefore, we felt that these remedial activities could be done over online and also not during classroom time, but only on their free time. Other reflections that the teachers felt finally was that the students actually do indeed prefer online consultation because they didn't have to arrange any time to meet or to work on the practices during their free time. Through the online platform, they felt that they were better as independent learners and they could progress at their own pace. And it was also more convenient on their smartphones at any time that they choose. And being online on their smartphones, it allowed them the sharing of their work to build a sense of collaboration and solidarity while completing the tasks and enable quick feedback from the teachers. Therefore, finally, I leave this with all of you. We felt that as educators in the 21st century learning, let us then equip ourselves with relevant tools according to updated teaching trends in order to reach the next generation of digital learners. And we felt that with the SPRAM technique, this would be able to be successful, coupled and enhanced with Google Classroom. With that, I end. Thank you very much.